రెడ్ కలర్ అని అడుగుతాడు. చూసారా, అంటే అక్కడ రెడ్ కలర్ ఈజ్ యూనిఫామ్. యూ కాంట్ ఫైండ్ ఇన్ దట్ రెడ్ కలర్ దెర్ ఈస్ some kind of green, some kind of white and some kind of black. There is nothing, correct? Okay. So here if the answer is yes, the matter is homogeneous. Children, it's a very important, I am going to say this is a very precaution for that. So we are giving some examples for getting getting interest towards my class, or your teachers also will do the same thing, but you should not give the same example in examination. If I am asked to say a uniform distribution or homogeneous solution, I say generally you should not write the story of Brahmanandam, that is the wrong thing. So you have to give the as per science subject in science terminology also. Is it clear? Okay, now come to that. This homogeneous, that leads to another question. One more question rises, can it be separated physically? Means can you to separate it by using your hands or something by holding that? So is it, if the answer is yes, the matter is a homogeneous mixer or solution. Now I am taking homogeneous mixers just by using some examples and information. A mixer that appears to be the same throughout and it is a well mixed. See the difference between these two. Previously in heterogeneous it is less mixed, in homogeneous mixer it is well mixed. That is the basic difference between these two. This is very important. The children, see why you are conducting these classes also. So there is a big motive is there. So one time of listening equal to 10 times of reading. This is a highly proved statement. మీరు ఒక్కసారి విన్నారు అంటే అది 10 సార్లు చదివినడానికి సమానం. అందుచేత children listen the concepts very carefully. Definitely these words will penetrate in our memory traces and you can recall it easily. If you by heart it without understanding more number of times, there is no use at all. So please listen carefully and then you can get any concept easily. The particles that make up the mixer are very small and not easily recognizable. So when you dissolve it, so these particles are completely mixed and you can't find those things. So it is very difficult to divide those things as a particle wise. So such type of is okay. Now I am giving some examples of homogeneous mixer. First one is milk. When you add milk, చిన్నపిల్లలు బాగా అల్లరి చేస్తున్నారు, పాలు తాగటం లేదనుకోండి, ఏం చేస్తారు మీ ఇంట్లో మీ మమ్మీ కానీ డాడీ కానీ లేకపోతే మీ అక్క కానీ వెళ్ళ కానీ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, కొద్దిగా ఏం చేస్తారు, తేనెను హనీని కలుపుతారు. హనీని కలిపేయడం కానీ పిల్లలు కొద్దిగా టేస్ట్ రాగానే మిల్క్ ఫాస్ట్గా తాగేస్తారు కదా. మరి అక్కడ వెన్ యూ యాడ్ హనీ టు ద మిల్క్, కెన్ యూ డివైడ్ హనీ అండ్ మిల్క్ సెపరేట్లీ? ఈజ్ ఇట్ పాసిబుల్? నో, ఇట్స్ అ హోమోజీనియస్ మిక్సర్. Toothpaste is nothing but it's a calcium is there, correct? So in toothpaste you can you divide those things ingredients separately? It's quite impossible. So like another homogeneous solution also the picture is given. Now we coming to the colloids. So see when winter comes generally our Hyderabad, మీకు హైదరాబాద్ గురించి ఒక జనరల్గా జోక్ చెప్తుంటారు. సో మీరు ఈ మధ్య ఒక ఇది కూడా వచ్చింది, కౌన్ బనేగా కరోర్పతి అన్నట్టు, ఎవరు మీలో ఎవరు లక్షాధికారి, ఇలాంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ వస్తున్నప్పుడు ధర్మవరం సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం కూడా ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేశాడు. మల్లిక్ అని చాలా ఫేమస్ ఆంధ్రజ్యోతిలో కార్టూనిస్ట్ అనమాట. ఆయనతో ఒక ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేశాడు అనమాట. సేమ్ మీరు ఎవరు లక్షాధిపతి ఏదో దాని మీద ఒక చేశాడు. చేసేటప్పుడు ఆయన ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాడు. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, ఆయన క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి అంటే, ఎల్లప్పుడూ త్రవ్వబడేవి నిత్యం ఎప్పుడు తవ్వుతున్నారు, విచ్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి డిగ్డ్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ ఇన్ 24/7, ఎల్లప్పుడూ తవ్వబడుతుండేవి ఏవి? ఒకటి ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ సార్, ఏ సింగరేణి బొగ్గు గనులు, బి కోలార్ బొగ్గు గనులు, సి జార్ఖండ్ బొగ్గు గనులు, డి హైదరాబాద్ రోడ్లు. అనగానే మీరు ఏమన్సార్ చెప్తారు? ఐ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్. సో యువర్ ఆన్సర్ మే బి ద రోడ్స్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్, కరెక్ట్. మీరు ఎప్పుడు హైదరాబాద్ రోడ్స్ చూసారనుకోండి ఎప్పుడూ తవ్వుతూనే ఉంటారు కదా. సో ఎందుకు చెప్పానంటే మన హైదరాబాద్ రోడ్స్ గురించి ఇప్పుడు పిక్చర్ కూడా చూసుకుంటే, సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మోస్ట్ పొల్యూటెడ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వీ హ్యావ్ దట్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ రోడ్స్. సో this is a pollution and call it as a fog also. In winter comes generally fog will come, correct. So here when you see in a colloid the particles are mixed together but not dissolved. there is a carbon monoxide, zinc, other gases also mixed in this, which causes the pollution. And of course, we that kind of gas, or here we call it as that kind of gas, we simply call it as a colloid. The particles are relatively large and are kept permanently suspended. So, here so they are in the air only, that in the gas only, but you can't separate it easily. Now, if you see one more, a colloid will not separate upon standing, and the particles are constantly colliding, and this allows a colloid to scatter light, thus colloids often seem cloudy. So, that is one of the reason when you observe the sky, so sometimes that pollution will be converted like a cloud is here. So, it is very difficult to visualize all those things here. That is one of the best example. See that picture. So, when evenings when you see that, so that is nothing but it is a call it is a colloid. So, మనం జనరల్ గా మన ఊర్లకు వెళ్తూ ఉంటే ఈ కొండల పైన మనకు చాలా ఈ పొగమంచు అనేటువంటిది కనబడుతుంటుంది, మీరు చూస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఇట్స్ a best example of colloids. Are you experienced it? Okay, now coming to the solution. A solution is a type of homogeneous mixture formed when one substance dissolves in another. It is the best mixed of all mixtures. A solution always a substance that is dissolved into a substance that does the dissolving. Here the word is called a dissolving, means just when you mix up those things. The substance that is a dissolved is a solute, and the substance that does the dissolving is a solvent. Here I am using three words, where you have listen it carefully. The one is solute, solution and solvent, which is going to be dissolved, that is called solute. Which dissolves the solute is called as solvent. Which forms it is called a solution. This is a very important. మీరు ఇప్పుడు బాగా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను మీదే చెప్పాను, సోడా తాగాలనుకుంటున్నారు. ఐ కరెక్ట్? సోడా తాగాలనుకుంటున్నారు. సోడా తాగాలనుకున్నప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? మీకు సోడా మిషన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, సోడా మిషన్ దగ్గర వాటర్ తీసుకువెళ్తారు. వాటర్ తీసుకువెళ్ళి సోడా మిషన్ దగ్గరకు పెట్టి మనం జస్ట్ ప్రెస్ చేస్తే that is nothing but a carbon dioxide gas will be sent into the water. So, carbon dioxide gas will be dissolved in water, it becomes as a carbonic acid. So, ikkada meeku three words vastunayi, enti water, it is a solvent, and ante manalo kalupukotanడి edaithe teeskuntundo. Next, another one is gas. Of course, it is a gas, carbon dioxide, it is a solvent. So, it dissolves into the water, and it forms a hydrocarbonic acid, which is called a solution. Are you understand? So, you can write some other examples on your paper, and you can discuss with your teachers also. That is which is a solution, which is a solvent, which is a okay. I will give one more example also. See, మీరు ఇప్పుడు ప్యూర్ గోల్డ్ కొన్నారనుకున్నాం. ప్యూర్ గోల్డ్తో మీరు యాక్చువల్గా ఆర్నమెంట్స్ చేయగలుగుతారా? చేయడం సాధ్యం కాదు. సో, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు? జనరల్గా కాపర్ విల్ బి యాడెడ్. Copper will be added, then it becomes stronger. Generally, by using that is also solution. It's also solution. Solution అనగానే liquid state లో ఉంటుంది అని దయచేసి అనుకోవద్దు. So, there are so many kinds of solutions. I will explain those things also. Means the ornament, so the substance which is used for preparation of gold ornaments is also solution. Their gold and copper are the ingredients. Okay. So, before going to all this, it's a naturally available thing is an ocean water. Ocean water is a solution. Is it correct? What is the reason? So, see, the ocean water is nothing but it is a solution of different salts. There the sodium chloride concentration is more. మీకు జనరల్గా రివర్ వాటర్కి సీ వాటర్కి తేడా ఉంటుంది. రివర్ వాటర్ అనేటువంటిది మీకు కొద్దిగా స్వీట్నెస్ వస్తుంది, అదే ఓషన్ వాటర్ బాగా సాల్ట్ ఉంటుంది, సాల్టీగా ఉంటుంది. రీజన్ ఏంటి? ఇన్ ద రివర్ వాటర్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ లెస్ వెన్ యూ కంపేర్ విత్ ద ఓషన్. lakhs of living things are there. So, for they prepare their protection shields. So, for that they will take the total calcium for the preparation of those shields. అవి తను ఇప్పుడు నత్తగుల్లలు కానీ లేకపోతే తాబేళ్ళు కానీ లేకపోతే డిఫరెంట్ యానిమల్స్ ఉంటే వాటన్నిటిని కాల్షియాన్ని తీసేసుకుంటాయి. వెన్ ద కాల్షియం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఈజ్ వెరీ లెస్ అండ్ సోడియం క్లోరైడ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఈజ్ మోర్, జనరలీ ఇట్ గెట్స్ సాల్టీ. అందుకనే మనకు సీ వాటర్ అనేటువంటి సాల్టీగా ఉంటుంది. అదే మనం రివర్ వాటర్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకుంటే రివర్ వాటర్లో మోస్ట్లీ మనకి లివింగ్ బీయింగ్స్ తక్కువ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి మనకు అది అక్కడ కాల్షియం కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ మోర్ దాన్ సోడియం, ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఇట్స్ అ లిటిల్ బిట్ ఆఫ్ టేస్ట్, దట్స్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ ఇట్. ఓకే, now you know that water is a universal solvent, it can dissolve anything in that, that's the reason we call it as a means anything means here maximum saying not anything. Just now before I said of course the oil cannot be dissolved into water, am I correct? Okay, water as a solvent, many liquid solutions contain water as a solvent. Ocean water is basically a water solution that contains many salts, just now I said, and body fluids are also water solutions. So our body fluids, so many body fluids are there, and our saliva, okay, and even the water which is released in the form of sweating, చెమట, saliva, ఇవన్నీ కూడా వాటర్ సొల్యూషన్సే కాబట్టి ఈ వాటిలో మనం వాటర్ అనేది మెయిన్ కంటెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, నౌ కమ్ టు ద టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూషన్స్. సో హియర్ ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ గ్యాస్ అండ్ గ్యాస్. when you see that gas and gas, and here solute is gas, solvent is a gas. Can you give us one example which is nothing but air? In air there is an oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, like so many things in the air. So it's a gas, and gas is mixed, and air is as formed as a solution. Okay, now coming to the next one is gas and liquid. Just now I said, so if you want to, if you feel thirsty, you want to take some soda water. Soda water is nothing but carbonic acid, and when the carbon dioxide dissolve into water, which forms as a carbonic acid, which is called as a soda water. Soda water is a solution which is formed in the form of gas and liquid. Their gas is a solute and the solvent is a liquid. Now solid liquid, if you take it those as solid as a solute and solvent as a liquid, like a ocean water. Simply salt is in the form of solid which is mixed in the water, salt water will be formed, correct? Okay. Now just now I said that is gold jewelry, copper in gold, it is a solid and solid, so gold jewelry is will form. So metal dissolved in the metals are called simply as alloys. Okay. Air is a solution of oxygen and other gases dissolved into nitrogen. Can you recall that picture? What is the picture here? It is a power generation by wind. So wind generation, power also generates. Okay, now when you visit some one of the steel plant, you can see how the stainless steel will form. Simply we can come into the stainless steel. Stainless steel is a mixture of iron and chromium. Stainless steel is a mixture of iron and chromium. So it's an alloy. Brass, so generally మనం బ్యాండ్స్ చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఈ బ్యాండ్స్లో మనకి డిఫరెంట్ బ్రాంజ్ సౌండ్స్ సిస్టమ్స్ను వాడుతూ ఉంటారు కదా. దేర్ ఆర్ సమ్ సింప్లీ ఇట్స్ ఎ బ్రాస్. బ్రాస్ ఈజ్ ఎన్ alloy of copper and zinc. This is a very important, children, you have to keep in your mind, that is stainless steel is a mixture of iron and chromium, and brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Okay. Now once again I am going to give the flow chart which is very important, that is a matter if it is an uniform throughout that substance, we call it as homogeneous, and if it is not, means it is not uniform throughout it, we call it as a heterogeneous. Okay. In homogeneous matter, if it is separated by a physical means, physical means simply if you say S, we can call it a homogeneous mixture, of course solution. If it is not means here you cannot separate those things by physical means, simply we call it as a pure substance. If the pure substance can be decomposed into other substances by chemical process, if it is S, can you divide it into different chemical things or different substances, we can call it as a compound. Sodium chloride, sodium carbonate, hydrogen chloride, sulfuric acid, silicic acid, like calcium carbonate, calcium hydroxide, zinc phosphate, like you could say all these things you can divide it into zinc and zinc and phosphorus. Hydrogen chloride means hydrogen and chlorine, zinc chloride, zinc and chlorine, like when you divide it we can call it as a compound. Okay. So if there is no possibility to divide it, we simply call it as element. Clear? Once again, so here in this total flow chart you can get some idea that that basically the substances are divided as elements, compounds and mixtures, correct. Can it be separated by physical means here? If the answer is no, the matter is a pure substance. Of course, we call it as an element. Am I correct? Okay. So, or a compound. Okay, now coming to the very important, that is elements. Elements are the simplest pure substances. Now, there is no possibility to divide it into either physically or chemically. So, such substances are called as simply elements. The element cannot be changed into simpler substance by heating or any chemical process. See, cannot change, it remains same whether you do any chemical process or physical process, it still it remains same. For example, hydrogen remains hydrogen. The lightest gas in the world is hydrogen. మీకు ఇప్పుడు జనరల్గా మీరు ఏదైనా జాతరలకు వెళ్తున్నారనుకోండి, మీకు అక్కడ బెలూన్స్ వాడుతుంటారు, మీరు చూసారా లేదు, హైడ్రోజన్ బెలూన్స్, యాక్చువల్లీ హీలియం అనేది దాన్ని నింపుతారు దాన్ని. Then choose hydrogen is the lightest one, you know. So, when you take the balloon, when you hold that string, then only it is in your hands. If you leave it simply, it is go up and go up. So, you can't hold that because it is a very lightest one. Clear? Okay. So, and now coming to the elements, the smallest particle of an element that has the properties of that element is called an atom. Atom గురించి చెప్పాలంటే మీకు ఏమైనా గుర్తొచ్చే శాస్త్రవేత్త ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారు? Is there any scientist before going to say? Dalton. So, before 16th century, so everyone feels that. So, chemistry as per chemistry, so a substance cannot be divided into so many parts. So, the smallest one is called a molecule. Therefore, at that time, after that Dalton said that the smallest element, the smallest element, okay, you can say smallest element in a substance as called as atom. Okay. An atom is a basic building block of a matter. Generally, so when you see this, now the elements, if you see that elements are made of atoms, atoms of the same elements are alike, atoms of different elements are different. Okay. So, same kind of atoms forms also molecules, and different kind of atoms also forms as molecules, but these molecules which are formed by the same atom are alike same, and which are formed by different atoms are different. Clear? Okay. So, I will give a small information about it. In 1813, a system of representing elements with their symbols was introduced. You know that there are so many theories. In the higher stages, you are going to learn those theories also, how the elements are. Okay, each symbol consists of 1 or 2 letters. See, there are approximately now nearly 134 elements are there, and some other also. In my knowledge, there are more than 150, but the rest of those things are elements are not named, hence so simply I said 134, and each element is represented by one symbol. Hydrogen represented by H. Okay. So, for example, sodium represented by Na. So, sodium represented by Na. When you see that Na represents sodium. If you say magnesium, Mg, for example, oxygen, O, sulfur, S, phosphorus, P, hydrogen, H, helium, He, aluminum, Al. Like there are different elements represented with different symbols, correct. See, when you observe all those things, generally there are 1 or 2 letters are used. For sodium, we are using 2 letters N and A. For oxygen, only 1. For phosphorus, only 1. For helium, you are using 2 letters H and E. Okay, E. Okay, for magnesium, you are using 2 letters M and G. So, magnesium, మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా చూసారా అసలు మెగ్నీషియం మీ కళ్ళతో చూసున్నారా? మెగ్నీషియం చూడలేదు. ఓకే, రోజు మెగ్నీషియం మనం వాడుతున్నాం తెలుసా మీకు? మనం రాసుకుంటున్న పౌడర్, టాల్కమ్ పౌడరే నథింగ్ బట్ మెగ్నీషియం. రోజు మనం రాసుకుంటున్న పౌడర్ మెగ్నీషియంతో చేయబడుతుంది. ఓకే, దీపావళి వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, మనం తాళ్ళు అని వాడుతూ ఉంటాం కదా. తాళ్ళు వాడుతున్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే దాన్ని మండించామనుకోండి, మనకు జస్ట్ డస్ట్లా వస్తుంది కదా. అందులో మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే చిన్న చిన్న బ్లాక్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఇట్స్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ ఎయిర్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అండ్ నైట్రోజన్. సో మెగ్నీషియం ఆక్సైడ్ and magnesium nitride also form. Those black things are magnesium nitride and the rest one is magnesium oxide. Clear? So, like you can say those things. So, each symbol consists of one or two letters. Two letters are needed to form a chemical symbol when the first letter of that element's name has already been used. Okay. Now, I am giving some letters. Of course, I wrote some on board also, just you observe. Aluminum is represented with Al. Bromine is represented with Br, and calcium represented with Ca, carbon is represented with C. మీకు కార్బన్ గురించి ఒకటి చెప్పాలి. సో ద maximum number of compounds formed by carbon, because there are two properties you are going to learn later, that is called catenation property and isomerism property. These two are two properties carbon. But 90% of the compounds maximum are carbon compounds. Even our skin, cellulose is a carbon compound. Okay. And gold, but Indian are very interested about is gold as Au, helium He, and hydrogen which is H, nitrogen N. Nitrogen ek importance meer cheppagalutara, మొక్కలకి కావాల్సింది, ప్లాంట్స్ కి కావాల్సినటువంటి మెయిన్ ఎలిమెంట్ అంటే నైట్రోజనే ఎక్కువగా చెప్పడానికి. అలాగే పెద్ద పెద్ద రూములు ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, దాన్ని ఆ రూమ్ని మనం కూల్ చేయాలనుకోండి, బాగా లిక్విడ్ నైట్రోజన్ ప్లాంట్ అక్కడ పెట్టామనుకోండి, ఆ రూమ్ అనేటువంటి సెంట్రల్ ఏసీగా కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వడానికి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ యూజెస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఎలిమెంట్. ఓకే. So now coming to these compounds, this is already you know that compounds. Now I am going to explain about these compounds. Just observe that water molecule is there. Water molecule, so water molecule we can say it as H2O is a water molecule. There are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom is there. Just observe that, just I showed it also. These compounds are also substances, but compounds are used to made for more than one element. Water is a compound. Water can be broken down into simpler substances like hydrogen and oxygen. మీకు ఇంకొక డౌట్ జనరల్గా వస్తుంది చూడండి, వాటర్ని మీరు బాయిల్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, బాగా బాయిల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు బబుల్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. కరెక్ట్? మీరు చాలా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఉంటారు, బబుల్స్ వస్తాయి బాగా. బబుల్స్ ఏంటంటే మీన్స్ వెన్ యూ ఆర్ హీటింగ్ సమ్ ఆక్సిజన్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు బి released from it. That is one of the reason by things. Okay. So this is a very important, just observe this, distinguish between elements, compound and mixtures. When you see that there are different, the previous one is completely elements, a red one. Okay, next one is actually it is a compound of same elements, compound of same, of course, same element. Okay, and the next one is we call it as is a mixer. Okay, so just like you can observe the different things I showed it. So just I want to give an activity to you, just observation only. So among those things you have to match those things. So here compound of two elements, mixture of molecules, element of molecules, compound of three elements, element oblique atoms, and mixture of atoms is given as a two. Just I am going to match it, see first one here. So when you observe the first one, there is two what you call it as two color, same color, of course red color, and another one is the light green color. So both are in the same color, means both are represent the same, means it is a mixture of molecules. Okay. When you go for the next one, when you see with a different elements, one is a light green color, another one red color, it's a compound of two elements, Okay. So when you see the next one, when you see the next one, we have it's a element of molecule, but are same. For example, H2 and N2, O2 means H2 means hydrogen, N2 means nitrogen, O2 means oxygen. So when you see all these things, in all these there are two elements, of course two atoms are there, we call it as element molecule. Okay, next one, when you see it, it is called compound of three elements. There are a compound of three elements is there. When you see the next one, it's a mixture of atoms. See here, it's a compound, means they are combined with one bond. Here both are, all the three atoms are different. It is a mixture of atoms, that is a thing, and if you see that those are elements or atoms, like you can match those things also. Now, here yeah, just how it is distributed, just summarizing is that the diagram below shows how the two elements can be mixed together, which is a compound, a mixture. See those, when you see A and B, one kind of elements and another kind of elements. So, if they mixed like C, a compound will form. They mixed like D, means here all are gathered there, but there is no combination between one kind of molecule to another kind of molecule, there is no connection, all are free, it is called a mixture. If all are bonded, of course bonded with uniform bonding is there, we call it as a compound. Are you understand now? Is it are you get the clarity about all those things here? So, it is a very important. Just now what I said, it is a periodic table of the all the elements. When you see all these things, when you observe all these things, there are so many elements are there. Of course, we are using different colors in as we can learn it as an next stage, but from the periodic table you can learn the total physical properties and chemical properties. Just now I am, by observation I am asking very important, which is a repeated question in any examination. So, here simply when you see those lines are, so vertical things are means which is a standing lines, like you can say those things are called as a groups, and horizontal things we call it as periods. So, generally in a periodic table we have groups and periods. Okay. So, I am asking one question to you, all of you, that is just listen it carefully. Which element belongs to the third group and the third period? Which element belongs to third group and third period? See, when you observe it, third group means, if I said say in a third group there you have that boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, titanium, like, correct, it is a third group. And I am asking about third period, sodium, magnesium, aluminum. So, third period and third group aluminum. Here I am giving a great coincidence is according to the availability of the elements. The first one is oxygen, oxygen availability is highest among all the elements, and the second one is silica, means silicon, which is called sand. Okay, and the third one is aluminum. Is it clear? Okay, so aluminum has the great coincidence here. Aluminum, according to availability, aluminum stood in third place, and aluminum belongs to the third group and third period. So, it like a, so when you read all these elements in a periodic, you can get so much enjoyment, you can so much enjoyment, clear. So, once again the children, I am going to give once again the clarity about this all these things. According to scientists and by observation also, we can classify the total substances as three kinds. What are those? Elements, compounds, mixtures, correct. So, you know that you understand that what is an element, what is a compound, what is a mixture also. Once you understand the basic concept of the total chemistry, you can understand very easily the rest of the things. So, based on this, all this organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, like there are so many chemistries or branches of chemistry are existed. So, the children, I hope you understand all these things and you can note down. So, my sincere advice to all of the children here, what you listen, what you understand, just take 5-6 minutes, close your eyes and recall the things what you heard and what you can recall. మీరంతా ఈ క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన వెంటనే దగ్గర కూర్చొని ఒక్కసారి కళ్ళు మూసుకొని మీరు ఎంతవరకు ఏమి విన్నారు, ఏమి నేర్చుకున్నారు రికాల్ చేసుకోండి. అది మీరు చాలా వరకు రికాల్ చేసుకున్నారంటే మీరు చాలా శ్రద్ధగా విన్నట్టు. సో చిల్డ్రన్, ఐ హోప్ ఆల్ విల్ ఎంజాయ్ దిస్ క్లాస్, ఆల్ విల్ ఎంజాయ్ దిస్ థింగ్స్. శుభరాత్రి, గుడ్ నైట్, హ్యావ్ ఏ గుడ్ డే.